You're saying what would be the highest return
Yep.
for
If
the
if you're
renovation?
renovating, if you're having to renovate a home, client calls you in to renovate and elevate a home up to luxury. What are you seeing? You know, what in your opinion would you advise them to do? Because I think overall we all want to elevate probably some inventory.
That's a good question. Is
I'll
it?
say this. I mean,
Go ahead.
go ahead, you go ahead.
You go ahead, James.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's it's relative to the house itself, right? A lot of times, you have houses that are prehistoric and they need to be modernized. So sometimes opening up the floor plan, looking at the structure to see what you can do to open up the home. And then as the gentleman just said, I mean, levels of lighting, that's actually one of the low budget but high, capture features that you can,
Return.
that I've been seeing levels of lighting. I mean, even lighting in the countertops. I mean, when you get the lighting right, there's so many other opportunities. But the question you asked is just relative to the house itself is basically a wide open question. So it's kind of tough to answer that from my perspective.
No, I think that's a good one. I certainly know, and I think every realtor on here, especially the females, have walked in with a client, and the first thing they look at is lighting and say, "What? Wow!" We get the wow factor just based off the finishes and features. So
Yeah, so
I could see
lighting and opening up the floor plan, I guess, are the
like
key
it's
features of.
like the jewelry of the house, right?
Yeah.
And I think lighting is depth to it because it's not even just thinking like the colors, but when you go beyond a certain build, I guess you call them fur downs was popular at a certain point where there were fur downs in bathrooms and in kitchens where for whatever reason they decided to drop the ceiling and put a shorter cabinet in like this and put a fluorescent light. And I can remember like my first flip I did, I was like, why are these fur downs there? And they were in the kitchen. And I discovered, oh, by taking a fluorescent lighting, I'm like, they wasted like 14 inches of ceiling space. And it's like, so we can eliminate this. And I remember asking a contractor, was this here for any purpose? And they were like, no, it was fluorescent lighting was attractive at one point in time, but they dropped the ceiling lower and put that plastic film there. And it made such a difference by just eliminating that and eliminating it in the bathroom and just putting recessed lights.
Okay.
Sure. And sometimes they normally put it because they have to run your HVAC system through it, in particular
Mm-hmm.
rooms. That would be the only, major purpose for it. Other than that, yeah, it's just aesthetically not pleasing at
Yeah,
all.
it was absolutely no purpose for it. I was like, oh wow, okay, well, we're getting rid of that.
Yeah, back in the day,
I
a lot
think.
of the houses in like the Lakeview area and in Robbie Lee, I was looking at a house recently where in the bathroom they did exactly what you said. I mean, they dropped the
Mhm.
the, the ceiling and put the plastic grid in a little recess, and basically that's all that is in there is the lighting, and you remove that above the vanity, and you can make the bathroom look so much bigger and so much more effective.
So thanks for those tips. Lender, if someone wants to move into the luxury market right now, let's say the next 12 to what, 24 months, what should they begin doing financially today besides saving money?
Their credit, making sure
Credit?
that credit, yeah, making sure that they credit. I'm sorry, I have a lot of things on my desk. Um, Making sure that their credit is credit ready. And what I mean about that is not just so much the score, just making sure that the profile is ready. Because having multiple different lines of installments, credit cards, having installment loans, credit cards, just showing that different type of profile, which helps a lot because paying everything off in cash and had a few credit cards, paid them off, closed them out, rebuilt your credit. Now you have nothing showing on your credit report but a high score. That's you need more than that. It's more to it than just a score. You need the profile as well.
So really it's best to get with a lender or a realtor now or a financial advisor to
Yeah.
begin saying that this is maybe a long-term goal and begin working on a profile that becomes, strong enough for a jumbo
Yeah.
loan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So advanced planning, like we say. Okay. I know we're coming up on 8 o'clock, and we normally try to wrap up about at no longer than 8:30. So I have a question that I'd like everyone to kind of consider and think about before we go. So anyone can take, you all get to answer this, just a matter of perspective. So imagine you have a $2 million budget to build a home. They're going to build a dream home. What is the one piece of advice that each of you would give someone before they sign and build a house?
I
Anyone
would
can go first.
I'll go first. I would say definitely hire a designer because again, the stage of how it goes. And I say that because people assume that the architect can design the house, and that's not true. Your
That's true.
architect focuses on the structure and the foundation of the house. The
For sure.
designer focuses on the inside of the house. That's why we see so many homes when you walk into the bathroom, you have the closet door hitting the other door because there was no designer involved. You
That's
need
true.
a designer especially with a certain price point, you need a designer. I always tell clients, it didn't have to be me, but you need someone to go over the plans with them because the contract is not their job to do that. And they're just there to build what they get. That's typically how it works. And they're not focusing on design. And you walk into so many homes, you see the light fixture isn't centered with the window because they centered it with the wall because no one
Mm-hmm.
went through those plans to make sure that that stuff was actually designed how it should be. And when you're spending a certain amount of money and that's going to be your forever home, you need to make sure that it functions in the way that it needs to function because
Yes.
again, functionality, that's a source, that's a sense of luxury alone in itself. So definitely they need a designer. They need to vet people. And I see so many people always say they get like scammed, and it's like you just don't, it's like, why are you giving so much money to people up front and you're not even just vetting these people? It's like no one gets references, or someone was recommended to somebody by a family friend. And I'm like, that's not how life works. So get a designer and actually vet the people who you're gonna hire.
Okay.
I would say one thing that gets overlooked, but it's very minor, is make sure because you can't build a $2 million home or a forever home anywhere. Make sure that it's zoned for what you want to build. Right, a lot of people don't understand this. I had a client who bought 14 acres and designed a really nice home, and when we went to apply for the permit, it was zoned for industrial, and and then but they had actually gotten a loan and everything, and trying to get a property rezoned, it took about a year. And I mean, their project almost crashed because of the duration and just this small oversight. You can't build a $2 million home anywhere. So you gotta make sure that it's zoned for what you want to build it for. Because of course, when you're looking at your forever home, not only you're looking at the actual structure itself, you're also looking at location. And you see these, beautiful landscapes and you want to build here, you fall in love with it. You got to make sure they bought this property not knowing that it was zoned industrial.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll also add, get a pre-construction appraisal. Like it doesn't matter if you're building 2 million cash. I wouldn't suggest to anyone to do it just because you can. You want to make sure that that property is gonna be appraised for what you spent, if not more, by the time you finish building it.
I would say rate term and make sure you have a team where everyone could communicate together.
Hmm. Communication goes a long way, and I've seen more success with having you're right, the proper team in place,
Yeah.
including a designer. Yep. Anyone else? Who are we missing? Come on, Ariel, and then Glenn.
Not pretty much everybody hit on what I, was shaking my head and agreeing to was definitely hire a designer, definitely know what type of land you're buying, and also getting a pre-appraisal done, making sure that even if you are paying cash, like, hey, am I building a $2.5 million property to where if I had to sell it, can I even get that back? You tend to see that a
Mhm.
lot. That was actually one of the biggest ones, ahas, that was said just now was definitely get a pre-appraisal done to make sure you're, building something that is worth something 10 years from now or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I also want to say pay attention to your lifestyle too. I know things change a lot. People, I always say make sure you know yourself before you make that type of big of a purchase. Like don't buy this land because that's how you feel right now. Or don't think let's do this because that's how you feel right now. What are you going to feel like 10 years from now? Because people want to buy this big house. And the first thing I ask is, now who going to clean it?
But look, not only that. I mean, you're right on because time means everything, right? A $2 million house doesn't get built on average. I've seen a few, and they don't get built within a year. I mean, Bob, it's about a year, and I've seen people fall out. You know, some people don't even make it to the finish line because it takes some time to build that type of house. You know, it doesn't happen quickly. So, you know, be considerate of the amount of time that it takes to undertake something like that.
Yes. Yes.
yeah. And I would have to say I would piggyback off of both of those, because like what James said, it's all about the location and the figuring out the preliminary things first before you build that home. And secondly, to make sure that once you do put that amount of money into that home, that it will appraise, the ARV will compete with the neighborhood. Because I had a lot of clients that put a lot of money into homes that, was in neighborhoods with price points at about, maybe low 300s, and they putting like real expensive items into this home thinking that it's going to appraise for higher than what the comps in that area it's suffice for. And they kind of get aggravated once they get that appraisal back, but I tell them like during that process, right? And also, piggybacking off what Matt said, um having a good designer to pretty much kind of go over what the architect is doing, because as a contractor, as a builder, like he said, the architects don't think about, things to be aesthetically pleasing. They think that if they, put all of the windows and the doors at one level, that everything is going to line up. So I run into a lot of issues to where, there's times on job sites that I have to pretty much change things on site. But the client don't really understand at that point that those items cost for change orders. So now we kind of have like a dispute, a disagreement, because they be under the impression that, hey, if the architect put it in the plans and it's not in the plans, that it's their fault. Well, you got to catch it as the contractor, but sometimes, we have 8, 9 guys framing. No one's thinking about that. We going off the plans, So when I do catch it, and if I can catch it before I do, but if I can't, then of course, it's going to result in a change order, but they don't like hearing that.
Yeah. The woes of construction.
Nah, for sure.
Mr. Gary, would you like to give us a comment from the insurance perspective? $2 million budget, they buy their home, are ready to build it. What piece of advice would you give them before?
Regarding insurance, I mean, new construction is always definitely the way to go. Um, of course, making sure that it's not in the flood zone will be my second guess, or second way to go about it, of course. And then, of course, just like everyone's been bringing up the craftsmanship, the design, all of those things also play a huge matter. But just to tell everyone, of course, location plays a huge role. So I always say average prices. Orleans, I'm gonna say it again. Average prices cost around 4 to 9 grand for insurance. Jefferson Parish 3 to 7, and outer skirts, Plaquemines Parish, New Orleans East, even certain parts of Kenner, could be around easy 5 to 12 grand for insurance. So of course, just making sure that just be prepared for the price that you're looking for, that comes with a $2.5 million house, everything that comes with it. So, um, and like I always say, it's case by case. So you can't necessarily put a price on it, but just be prepared. If you're looking at a house, 2.5, I've seen plenty of those like in the English Turn area. That could easily be around 4 to 6, thousand square footage. But you're paying, of course, for its location for the 2.5 mil or old Metairie, where the price could easily be around, 6 to 8 grand, like I said before. So, um, like everybody, Ms. Ariel just brought up, just being mentally prepared. And I'm sure people in that price range surely are, for the most part. But that's it in a nutshell that I have.
Can I add something real quick too? Because I'll never forget. I was watching a podcast. I don't know if y'all know the rapper Cash Doll, but she lived in Detroit and she had like a $2 million+ home, and she sold it. And he was like, "Why would you get rid of so much of your home?" And she was like, "I was tired of cleaning it. It was the maintenance." So I know a lot of people we tend to skip over that, and that's with any price point. I tell people like, "Hey, you better make sure that this is something that you can continue to afford. Like you may can afford it now, but can you continue to afford it in the future? Whether it's the monthly payment, whether it's the upkeep with, and of course with that type of product, you're looking at landscaping, you're looking at all these other things. Even the electric bill is totally different from somebody living in a $250,000 house versus someone at 2.5 in a $4,000, 4,000 square foot home. It's just different. So always mentally, are you sure this is what you want to do? I understand you have the assets and the means to do it, but are you mentally there? Because a lot of people get tired of that. They get tired of that really quickly of spending, hey, I just spent another 2,000 on my bill this month or whatever that case may be. And it's like, well, this is the house you wanted. So it
Right.
comes
Maintaining that $2 million home is like maintaining a business. And
correct.
you can't do it without support staff. You have to be prepared to say, like, okay, I can straighten up and I can pick up the kids' toys and I can put our shoes away. But do I really want to get down here and clean all these baseboards and ceiling fan blades? Like, you might need a couple extra people to come in to do that for you occasionally. And even when it just comes to cleaning gutters,
Mhm.
like pressure washing driveways and decks and brick, and like it's a lot that needs to be done. And I think that sometimes that might be one of the biggest things for people, that when they are just like fantasizing, oh, I want this big beautiful house, I've always dreamed of this and now I have the money to do it. But they don't realize, like, okay, it is going to be a business, you are going to have to maintain it. And if you see an issue with the home, chances are that issue arose way before you saw the symptom. So it's
Mhm.
like you just have to be able to stay up to date with everything, keeping gutters clean, flushing hot water heaters, having AC units serviced. You don't wait until it breaks to have it serviced. Like, you have it serviced no matter what. Having windows cleaned. And $1 million house, your windows might be a lot higher and out of reach. So definitely, I think it comes with commitment to wanting to live that lifestyle. You have to realize it's a little bit more that you're going to have to do to just maintain that lifestyle, and you can't do it on your own.
Right. But I want to just, say something, just to piggyback off what you were saying about it being almost like an investment or a business. When anyone is at that price point, I actually tell them that this is a business. This is an investment. Don't look at it as your home. Look at it as an investment. And what is your strategy? Because suppose your $2 million home, you purchase it then, and then it appreciates. Let's always consider, keeping it in mind that let's do well with the investment at the time, because strategy is always, what if I need to sell it, right? What if the market changes, everything is good, now the house appraises for 3 million, do you want to liquidate? So always keep that in mind, that we're always just a season away from putting a for sale sign out. And I think in that, people are a little bit more prepared, because I'm like, what, really, you're in the house, and what's the point of it? Is it to say it's 2 million, or is it a financial investment, that vehicle to sink, some money in until it does appreciate? So I think having advised people as a consultant, goes a little different than just a family saying, oh, we have a $2 million home, and money is just being spent, because they get pricey. It doesn't even take a $2 million home. You could have just a big home in New Orleans, and the prices, the upkeep is the same. So, okay, quick lightning round before we close out. Waterfront or skyline? Which one has more value? What? Waterfront or skyline?
I like water, so I prefer water. It's a
Water.
preference. I prefer.
I would say waterfront as well. I think you're
I would
gonna
say
Louise.
waterfront for sure.
Okay, waterfront. All right, so that sounds like Miami is beating out Vegas, because all we have is Vegas is the mountain view. Smart home or timeless architecture?
Timeless architecture for me.
Timeless
Timeless.
architecture as well.
Timeless
Timeless
arch,
architecture.
yeah,
Yeah.
timeless
Architecture.
architect.
All right.
Cause
Pool or
smart
outdoor?
home ain't gonna last. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Is that's a temporary? Okay.
Yeah.
Pool or outdoor living?
Outdoor living.
Ooh, outdoor living.
Outdoor
Outdoor
living.
living. So the kitchen, the um, not the gazebo, the
Fire pit and all that stuff.
fire.
Pergola.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there we go. Outdoor living, wine cellar or wellness spa.
Wine cellar.
Wine
Well, you
cellar.
don't
Wine
drink
cellar.
wine, but
I would say wine because it's entertainment.
Entertainment. I'm about to say for guests and
Aesthetics, yeah, aesthetics. Wine cellar is aesthetics as well. Aesthetic. Wine cellar.
okay. Historic or new construction?
Historic.
historic.
New
Historic.
construction.
New construction. No, new construction. Yeah.
New construction.
All right. Marble or quartz?
Marble.
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 Quartz.
All right. Open concept or defined space?
Defined space.
Defined
All
space.
right.
Open concept.
Open concept for me.
Bigger closet or bigger kitchen?
Bigger closet.
Bigger kitchen.
Bigger.
Bigger kitchen. Bigger kitchen.
Bigger kitchen?
Closet.
Can we have both?
I'm about to say I'm both. Can I have
Now,
both?
wait, I'm about to say, because small closets have definitely
I mean,
been
we are
beautiful.
talking luxury, so you can have both. I'm gonna say
Hey
both.
man,
Yeah, I'm gonna say both.
as you get
Yeah.
older, you gotta get rid of
No, this
clothes,
is
man. You gotta get rid of all that stuff.
When you
one
get
over
rid
the
of
other.
clothes as a women, we get rid of clothes, we replace
We
them.
replace.
Let,
Yeah, we have
let,
to.
let,
Right.
let me
Get
tell
rid
y'all
of
a
We
things.
can
secret, man.
always eat out.
When I go into these houses that are and I mean, sometimes I go into houses, I mean people's closets, they may have 10 shirts and that's it. I'm like, man, they don't have any clothes. But it seems like as you get older, you get rid of all that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I won't.
Elevator or home theater?
Home theater.
Theater.
Home theater, home theater.
All right. All right, everyone. Any 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 other closing that anyone would like to add to it?
No, if anything, I just want to say thank you. Again, this was my first time here, so I appreciate the discussion, even though we had our little interruption earlier today. But it was
What an interruption, right?
yeah, definitely an interruption. But it was very informative tonight, and I'm glad that I was able to have this conversation with people that look like me. So that was very important to me. So I really appreciate that.
For sure.
Well,
I would
I
definitely say the same. Yeah. The
I
excellence of
appreciate it
this
as well,
whole
man.
invite. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, of course. So
This was
for
great, man.
those that
I
don't
would love to do
know,
it again,
yeah,
I
for
would
those that
definitely
don't
do
know,
this again.
we had every month because Giovanna has been with us.
Yes.
Yeah, so uh, every month we have conversation regarding real estate. So Kirstland and I curate conversations and bring on different panelists and industry professionals on the topic of real estate from a unique perspective that's often not spoken of, right? So next month for September, it is investment. So we'll talk more about what does investment look like. Uh, and once again, it's all open conversation. We do have panelists and experts that we think can contribute, but you're always welcome to log on. And the following is affordable. So please, I'll send you the invite. Don't worry. We will record it. And I know Kirstland has been mindful, and she can speak to the YouTube channel if anyone wants to go on, pass it along. And I do want to say one thing before we go. James and I are in a group called Community Capital Circle. And our group is putting on a real estate and financial management golf tournament. And we would like to have players, sponsors, or and attendees. You can do whole signs, you can do activations, you can play, you can sponsor and speak to the attendees, any form. So we have been adamant about continuously putting groups together, especially as it relates to real estate, wealth building, and connectivity. So it doesn't, if anyone is interested, please, get with us, James or I, and we would love to have realtors, brokers, contractors, developers, designers, financial advisors, lenders, bankers. It is Friday, October 16th, and it is at the Joe Bartholomew. There you go. And yes, Catherine, we will definitely be calling you because a portion of the proceeds goes back to three nonprofits, and those are smaller nonprofits that really have had trouble, getting funded. One actually is called Coy's Heart. The other is Sealy, which is an internship for college students, and the last is Headquarters Community, and we are they put on events for minorities in the community. So it's financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and I forgot their last mission, but so those are nonprofits that we have identified as trying to assist and help. So it does come with a purpose, but a day of fun for people to network, continue conversation, continue relationship building. So please come hang out with us and consider participating.
Yeah. I just want to say that I appreciate every one of you guys on this call tonight. Y'all offer some great perspectives. This was a great experience for me to talk with you all, hear you all. And I mean, y'all provided me some valuable insight from y'all's perspectives.
That's what it's about. Connectivity and dialogue, right?
I would like to say thank you all for joining. Angela and I do have a podcast. We has been trying to film it, but we have some other things that we're working on that we're trying to wrap up. But to all my realtors, what we're doing to promote you all as well, we would like if you have a listing and if you want free promotion on your listing, you can reach out to us and we will film at your listing and mention your listing on the podcast.
Yep. All right, now don't be shy about listings. And listen, Kirschland is really outside of New Orleans. So if anyone is looking to really get a foot, in like the Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge area, please connect to her. Yes, she can operate in the state, but Wendy, sales and happen right now outside of the New Orleans corridor. So we see other markets, and we just want everyone to know that there's always relationships that could be formed outside of New Orleans, that are just as impactful. So thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. I had a wonderful conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you log on to the YouTube once she uploads it and you pass it along.
Quick question before everyone leaves.
Mhm.
For the realtors, if y'all have any houses or if you know any particular properties or homes that'll be for sale by owners, or anything that's short sale, anything is we have like kind of like an area to connect. Would you put everybody in like a email thread or something so that we could kind of, I'm guessing, you know, like
Yeah,
network and get those things to each other if possible.
certainly. Yeah, I had everyone had to log in, so I have everyone's email, and we're going to distribute the list to one another. I'll create one group chat with everyone's email in it. Okay,
Maybe like maybe start like a group
like a
me or something.
spreadsheet.
No, like a group meet, you know what I'm saying? So that people could just probably go up in there and chime in if they have a property or something, they could put it on a listing, in the group.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
a group text or something like that.
Yeah, group meet. I think that's one of the
Yeah,
apps.
Yeah, Group
group
Me is an
meet.
app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, certainly.
I want to say thank you, Angela, and all the speakers. This was a very interesting call. And Matthew, I never thought about getting an interior designer to design my house. So I'm like, wow, this is good. I'm like, put that information in there so I can reach out when that time comes for the next.
Yes, the designer is very important, and it's also helps at every stage. So not just like even with realtors, you have staging. With homeowners, you have design. With builders, like you say, you have someone who can actually review the plans before you start building, and that saves everybody some time. So.
I also want to add to those realtors too, and not just because he's my friend, but he was also someone I hired for my listings. Matthew has staged my listings in the past, and I tell you, they work. They work.
It
I'm
works.
it works. And I say that because he has an eye to where it doesn't looks like that typical design where you see virtual staging, and it also doesn't have that design where you could tell that okay, you guys just had a couch there, y'all just you just pick the normal things to just give it some type of placement. He really takes his time to design the space so someone they walk in your listing, they are truly wowed by it. And again, I've hired him. So this is not someone that I'm just speaking because of my friend, but he's definitely helped me with my listings and got them sold. So if you guys have any vacant listings, I definitely recommend reaching out to Matthew.
Thank you, Ari.
There we go. Yes.
And I would have to shout out Glenn too. Glenn actually did a project for me back, I think like 2020 or 2021. He did a wall for one of my clients, and to this day it still looks fabulous because it was great work. So definitely Glenn did a great job on that.
Man, why you didn't call me back after that? I'm just playing.
Oh,
But no, I appreciate you.
Believe it or not, she does not. She does not live in that house. It's like the house is still immaculate. She
Yeah, I
doesn't.
know. Yeah, you do a great job too, though, man. You got a great eye for what you do, man. So
Yeah,
yeah, anything I can ever help you with or assist, I'm here.
thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
want to
I think
shout
we
out
need to all
James
get
because
together.
James is my inspector on all my jobs. He
Thank
does
you.
an excellent job, excellent recommendation. He even helped the people get the house to where it needs to be. He went on the job to show them how to do it. So James is my always go-to person.
I appreciate
Yes,
that, Jay.
But I definitely can't wait to work with Matthew. I probably need you right now.
all right. That's right. Get Matthew some business. We want to
Yeah.
see more Black designers, especially for those that connect with us. I think at this point we're a family, we support base, and we need to connect and assist one another.
Yeah, I
This
want to
is about
collab.
collaboration and
Yes.
relationship. This is not about competition.
Yes.
You know, we've got to uplift one another.
Yes.
And
That's
this
what
is
I love
amazing. This is
about it.
amazing that we can do this, man. I mean, and again, just like Giovanna said, I have relationships with you all. Ariel, I've worked with a lot of you on this call. Um, this is, and yeah, I really appreciate you inviting me, but doing this more often, and not only just doing this, I think that we can really make something happen for all of us in this group,
Yes.
individually, collectively. We all have something to contribute to
Hmm.
where even though we're all in the same industry, we all can elevate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, you already know how I feel about the investment group, James.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yep, yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
so I think it's just a matter of getting around the right group, the
Right,
right
right, right,
individuals.
right. I
But
think we chopping at the wood and we finally getting the tree to fall.
we'll get it eventually, right? We probably need to cut some dead weight. That's what it is. So
Yeah, I was looking at Glenn too. I was watching his background change. I was looking at his little his pictures in the background. Good
yes, you did.
advertisement.
I did. I saw different houses and everything. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
what I was
he
like.
did.
Hold
Yeah.
on, yeah, I see you. I see what you got going
you
on.
gotta showcase yourself, right?
For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
that was unique. I like that. But I'm gonna definitely be collabing, and I love you, Angel, because you are so humble. They are not brokers. that I know of that would do what you do, collab with other realtors. It's always like a competition thing, this
Mhm.
broker against this broker, but we all in this together. So I really appreciate your humbleness, and you're always trying to help.
But
Even if it's
but there's
not,
a way we
it's
all can elevate though. There is a way
yes,
that we all can elevate. That this
yes.
really this is real.
Yeah.
But in in the real estate industry, is rather different, especially when you're an
No,
agent.
and I,
But
I and I really think that's
I really appreciate your humbleness, and and also the knowledge that I'm getting from each meeting man, it's unexplainable.
I'm glad. That's what we try to do. Elevate up and connect us to those that we don't know. It's just about just connecting. And I hope that next month's conversation is just as impactful as this one. Keep spreading the word. Keep passing it on to other realtors in your group that you think could benefit just from knowing one another. We all come with a different perspective of things that we've gone through. So our experiences, I think, make a difference. Once we begin to have conversation. So, all right, everyone. I thank you all, once again for taking the time because you could do anything, but you decided to log on and you stayed with us, for 2 hours. So I don't want to take up any more of anyone's evening. I'm grateful for your time, your knowledge, and wisdom that you've passed along, and I hope that this creates, new business relationships amongst everyone. So everyone will receive the email for connectivity, and we'll create that spreadsheet and get everyone you know the information that they need. Got to start building our database up. Okay. All right, everyone.